Today, we are diving deep into a law from all the way back in 1974. But don't let the date fool you. This piece of legislation is still making waves today, shaping the rules for gaming in Telangana with some very modern and frankly, very powerful consequences. And that brings us to the big question, right? What on earth happens when a law that was written in the age of landlines and typewriters has to deal with the world of smartphones, online betting, and everything happening in the digital space? So, to get our heads around this, we're going to break it down into 5 key parts. We'll start with what the law even calls a game. Then we'll look at where it becomes illegal. After that, we'll get into the penalties, how the rules are actually enforced, and finally, we'll see just how incredibly powerful this law really is. Okay, first things first, defining the game. Before we get into anything else, we have to understand the most basic question here. What does this law actually mean when it says gaming? Well, right off the bat, you can see this definition is huge. Gaming isn't just about playing cards in a back room. It's playing any kind of game for winnings or prizes. And here's the crucial part. It was updated to specifically include online gaming. That's the key to how this nearly 50-year-old law is still in charge of our digital world. And believe me, it doesn't stop there. The idea of wagering gets stretched into places you would never expect. We're talking about betting on stock prices, or even something totally random like a car's license plate number. The main idea is that it covers any time you risk money on something you don't know the outcome of. And get this, that even applies to a game of skill. So, if the definition of gaming is that wide, the next question is pretty obvious. Where does all this become illegal? Well, the Act has a very specific idea for that. It's called the Common Gaming House. And just like the definition of gaming, the idea of a common gaming house is incredibly broad. I mean, forget about some secret casino. We're talking about a house, a car, even a boat. It's basically any physical spot where gaming is happening or the tools for gaming are being stored. Now, this is the exact moment the law jumped into the 21st century. An amendment was made that added just one simple term to that list, cyberspace. With that one little addition, the law's reach exploded from physical rooms to the entire digital universe of websites, apps, and online platforms. Okay, so we've covered the what and the where. Now it's time for the so what. What actually happens if you break these rules? Let's take a look at the real price of playing. The main rule is pretty simple. You absolutely cannot run a common gaming house. The law makes it crystal clear that opening, keeping, operating, or even just using a place for gaming is illegal. And that goes for a physical building or an online website. And for anyone caught operating one of these places, things get serious fast. A first offense could land you in prison for a year. A second offense, that could double. And by the third time, you can see the law doesn't mess around, with even tougher minimums designed to shut down repeat offenders for good. But it's not just the people running the show who are at risk. You could get up to 6 months in prison just for being found in a common gaming house. Yeah, in the eyes of this law, if you're there, it's assumed you're there to play. So having strict rules is one thing, but how does the law actually back it up? Well, the Act gives some pretty serious and direct powers to the police to enforce all of this. Okay, here's where the law really gets its teeth. It all comes down to 2 legal terms, cognizable and non-bailable. These words might sound like jargon, but they are the key to the law's power. Let's break down what they actually mean. It's actually pretty straightforward. Cognizable means a police officer can arrest a suspect without needing to get a warrant first. They can act immediately. And non-bailable means that if you are arrested, getting bail isn't a guarantee. It's up to a judge, which makes the whole situation a lot more serious. And these powers are, wow, they're extensive. Police can basically enter a place at any time, arrest everyone they find, search them, and seize any money or equipment. And that last point is a huge deal in our digital age. They can freeze bank accounts tied to the gaming, cutting off the money right at the source. All right, this all brings us to the final piece of this legal puzzle, the Act's ultimate authority. I mean, with definitions this broad and enforcement this strong, just how powerful is this law when it goes up against other laws? This is where things get kind of wild. The Act uses a really powerful legal tool called presumptive proof. It basically flips the whole innocent until proven guilty idea on its head. If the police finds things like playing cards, dice, or even digital betting logs, the law automatically presumes it's a gaming house. The responsibility then shifts to the accused to prove they're innocent. And if you had any doubt left about this Act's power, this quote says it all. This is what's known as an overriding clause, and it's the ultimate trump card. To put it simply, it means if any other law says one thing and the Telangana Gaming Act says another, this act wins every single time. So let's wrap this all up. What have we learned? We've got a super broad definition of gaming that's been updated for the internet age. The penalties for breaking the rules are really severe, and they get worse for repeat offenders. The police have significant power to act immediately. And to top it all off, this act is the king of the castle. It overrides other laws. Which leaves us with one last thing to think about. This law from 1974 managed to adopt by adding the words cyberspace. But technology is moving faster than ever. As we get new forms of online games, new virtual currencies, things we can't even imagine yet, the big question is, how will a law like this one keep adapting for a future that we can't even predict?